Aloha! This is Lahaina Lee, and this is your Maui Real Estate Advisor May edition. Well, things have been hot here on Maui, and not to make light of a bad situation, but fire season has officially started here. During the week of May 9th, there were several incidents, including a 30-acre burn area near Veterans Highway. That's the highway that runs from Kahului down here to Kihei. Needless to say, high winds and fires make a lot of us nervous. The housing situation here on Maui is still kind of upside down. The Maui News reported that the non-congregate FEMA sheltering program has been extended to June 10th. According to the report, about 85% of individuals and families have successfully transitioned out of the program. However, that still leaves about 600 families and more than 1,500 people in the program that have to be transitioned out. We've got to find other housing for these folks. At the same time, Civil Beat is reporting that FEMA is still spending millions on nearly 500 condos, apartments, and homes that they've rented, but there are no tenants in them. So we have hundreds of people who need places to live, and we've got hundreds of places that are sitting empty. Why is that? There are obviously some serious disconnects here. One big issue is for people who lost their homes but are still staying and working on the west side. In many cases, potential housing on other parts of the island, it's just not doable for them. I was talking to a food and beverage manager at one of our west side restaurants who told me that they're losing one of their best employees. This fellow has a low-paying job, and the only place available for him is going to be on the south side. Now, you, especially those of you who live in the mainland and have a commute, might think commuting from Kihei to Kaanapali doesn't sound like a really big deal. However, if you don't have a car and you're dependent on Maui's public transportation or riding your scooter back and forth over the Pali 2 times a day, sometimes in the dark, it's just not a solution that's going to work. In another case, a young woman that we know of who works on one of the boats that goes out of Kaanapali found her own housing in Kihei. Now, she has a car and she did the commute 6 days a week, but her gas bill was running over $150. She was finally fortunate enough to find something on the west side, but that kind of a commute for people that we're counting on to do everyday jobs or an unreliable commute, that's just not going to work for a lot of people, and we're in danger of losing a lot of those folks. There have finally been some new housing starts for, quote, affordable housing here on Maui. Some of it's making very good headway, but we're clearly on a timeline here. As a solution to this situation, the Maui mayor has announced that he is introducing a bill that would repeal the right of many condo owners in both South and West Maui to do short-term rental. This proposed bill faces plenty of opposition and, even if passed, would not begin to go into effect for over a year. There are so many logical, financial, and certainly emotional reasons that this is not a solution. However, we'll do a separate podcast on that topic coming to you soon. In the meantime, how is all of this affecting real estate? Well, let's do the numbers. First up, single-family homes. In April, home sales remained strong with 69 closings. That's down a little bit from last month, but it's still the second most closings since June of last year. The inventory of homes for sale remained flat with a few fewer for sale in April than in March. And hovering at just over 260 units for sale, that's higher than any other time last year except for March. The stronger inventory is being supported by new listings. New listings are up 22.5% in 2024 over the same time frame in 2023. That's the good news, and if you're a seller, that's still the good news. For buyers, the months of inventory level is still below 4 months, which keeps us firmly in a seller's market. After a good increase in March, selling prices remained strong in April, with the average home selling for over $1.8 million, and the median price is maintaining its level at an even $1.3 million. To give that a little more statistical context, the median selling price during the first 4 months of 2024 is up 13% over the same time frame in 2023. Given the current levels of inventory, I don't expect to see prices easing in the foreseeable future. So, what's happening with condos? Well, condo sales exceeded 100 condos for the first time since August. Condo sales have been quite strong, with more than 90 units selling in each of the last 5 months, except for February. It appears that condo sales are being aided by rising inventory. Condominium inventory bottomed out back in August with just 184 condos for sale. In April, we reached 518 condos for sale. That's an increase of about 260%. New listings are up 40% this year over the same period last year. That's a huge injection of condominiums for sale. But with the increased sales, we still have under 5 months of supply. Even though the market still slightly favors sellers, at least according to rules of thumb, you'd think that a big jump in inventory would have an impact on selling prices. However, the median selling price for condos was up 8.4% in April over the same month in 2023. And year to date, through 4 months, selling prices are up 7.3%. Now, average selling prices, they're all out of whack due to some rather large sales down in McKenna. So despite what we and you probably read in the papers, specifically tourism is down, prices are too high, Maui condos are still in high demand and prices have continued to rise. Most of us, many of us, have been of the opinion that the unfriendly position of the state and the county would have a negative effect on the value of Maui condos. Clearly people are concerned based on public opinion, but that's not being reflected in the prices at this point. That's this month's snapshot of real estate here on Maui. We'll keep you updated on trends and posted on developments here on everyone's favorite island. If you have questions or comments, drop them in the comments section below. If you have answers, don't wait. Call me. We'll see you next month. And remember, nobody knows real estate on Maui like Aloha Group Maui. From Kihei, this is Lahaina Lee saying, Aloha.